Hello all and welcome back to the Walrus Plays some more Peglin. Now, I'm trying to get the Balladin up to the same level as the other characters, because currently, the Peglin is at level 20. I have yet to complete the Cruicball 20, to be fair though. My Spinventor is at level 18, my Roundrill is level 18. My aim is to get the Balladin to level 18, and then try to complete Cruicball 20 with the Peglin. So, let's see how well I do. Ooh, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I'm going to choose that one. Because I want to do damage back to enemies who dare to slap me in the face. That's how this works. Right. Okay, so it does look like I want to head to the right of the map on this area, by the looks of things. At the same time, I could go for the shop. But I think going right, and then either going for the chest or the boss, I don't know. There's a mini-boss there, some chests, and then we want to go to this chest. Go for that mini-boss, and then across. Okay, so we've got a plan. And we've got a horrible. We don't want that. That's terrible. Well, horrible, actually, but, you know. Same principle. Bang! 40 damage to everything. Suffer. Suffer my damage. Righty, well, let's activate the crit. Let's detonate that one. So that gets rid of the flowers. That's good. What I need now is to start making some money. Because I need a mighty 25 pennies before I can do much. Pow. Right, so let's use the terrible, and it's going to be terrible. So I still need to hit 7 more pennies to actually get enough. Well, there's... Oh, I still need 5 more. Okay, can I hit 5 more? That is the question of the day. Well, no, apparently not. I need 3 more hits, and because my aim is to either get a ball upgrade, I don't know what, sorry, get a new pebble. I'm having word issues, as you can tell today. A new ball to use, or an upgrade. And I'm going to upgrade the sphere, because that's probably the most sensible one for me to upgrade, methinks. Bye-bye. Righty. The offering is pretty good. Got to be aware of the 2 damage, self-damage per enemy hit. So it's very dangerous, but it is very good. So let's go with that, shall we? So we're heading down to the right. Let's go. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Off we go. Righty. So we've got some more slimes that need to go away. Well, let's trigger a bomb. We've lit it. What I would like to do is, again, is trying to get at least 25 pennies, because then I can at least upgrade something. Probably the lovely offering. But I do need to start getting things that will give me armor. That's going to be the big tricky bit right now, is getting things that will give me armor. Well, that worked. At least it cleared out a bit there. So I need to kill the bat, because that's going to be the one that really bugs me the most. However, the sphere is better against ground targets. And in fairness, the damage that is being done off of the shield of my bulwark is pretty effective. Okay, so that's a dead bat. Now, see if I can get a little bit more on the old mini front here. Okay, so that's going to hurt me quite badly for daring to use it. That was probably pretty stupid, I'm not going to lie. But, there we go. Now, the snowball's another fun one. I do enjoy the snowball, because that's one that I have used to absolutely destroy the Cubalistic ruins. But let's upgrade this, make it even more dangerous. Right, we head to the right again. And off we go. Now, my consideration here is, I think I would be better off fighting the mini-boss, because, unlike the chest will only give me an item. The mini-boss, on the other hand, will give me money with which I can potentially buy some upgrades. And that could be some health, it could be an orb upgrade, it could be something of benefit. And that's the big ticket that I'm looking at here, is being able to get some good use out of it. So let's launch that there. So that's the 2 plants, well, the shooty plants dead. Pow. Okay, I took a little bit of damage there. Understandable. Disappointing though. Okay, so let's trigger that bomb, so that's going to work out nicely. Okay, so I've now got enough to upgrade one of my orbs. It's probably going to be the sphere. That is going to be the one that is going to be upgraded. There we go. Pow-pow. Oh, the buckle orb. Can't go wrong with that. I do love me the buckle orb. Right, so I'm going to launch my orb down this way. Head towards the mini-boss. No, I really hope that this doesn't come around and bite me in the ass. Okay, this one probably won't. But I do need to be careful. Because what I want to try and do, in theory, is hit as many as possible. And then obviously get rid of the terrible, because it's terrible. And stack up some extra armor. Now, unfortunately, that did trigger a bomb. But that's fine. Now, the trouble is, Buckle Orb is a bit weak in the early shots, but that's fine. So now we're going to launch the offering. And it's not quite the direction I was hoping it would end up ricocheting off. But it's still going to do quite a tasty amount of damage. I mean, look at that. That's beautiful damage. Thankfully, the armor protected me, which is good. And by the looks of things, it's only when I'm attacked. So that's a shame, because otherwise I could really stack some silly bonus damage to myself with things like the offering. Ooh, I need to hit that refresh if I can, but that's not going very well for me there. Oh dear. So, let's see if it's an insignificant amount of damage there. That wasn't very good. Ow. Let's try that again, shall we? Well, it's not a great amount, but it's something. This should probably finish it off. What with that amount of damage? Yeah, it's 97. Oh no! Just whiffed it. Just whiffed it. That's really disappointing. Fine, we killed it off though, and with that, I think the rest orb is probably the most sensible plan. And Hero's Backpack. Because, interestingly, as I have discovered, playing through as the Balladin, I don't really want to have crits. I actually would rather do more basic hits because of the Muse Circle. So it's a little bit more tricky, I think. Now, of course, that does mean that I also want now that I've got the Hero's Backpack, I definitely want to try to get more of the same orbs. So another Buckle Orb would be very good. Another Sphere would be good. Essentially, what I really want is the item, not the item, the unique event. Sorry, let's use proper words, shall we? That duplicates items. Oh, look at that. That was beautiful. Yes, I did take a big stack of damage, but I can heal now. Well, not by much, but I can heal. I need to upgrade that one, though. That's the big ticket winner item that needs to be upgraded the most right now. Because with that upgraded, in theory, I should be able to add extra HP. And that's a big boost to me. Because that way, I can survive longer. And that is really what I want to do. Shockingly enough, not wanting to die in a video game. Who would have guessed that one? Well, that's a dead blue slime. And it's not me that's dead, so haha, bye-bye. Oh, look at that, another Buckle Orb. Excellent stuff. There's also another Sphere, but the Buckle Orb is going to take priority, I believe. I believe it's definitely taken priority. It's what's happening in this world. Righty, what do we got? Okay, well, I'm going to offer the Pebble. Now, the Sphere is level 2, so that's a nice free upgrade because I get rid of a Pebble. That's fine. Not the end of the world, not unless I had obelisks. But, okay, so our Buckle Orb is significantly better. Even though it's still level 1, it's a heck of a lot better, thanks to the Hero's Backpack. So, let's see if this... No, that's a shame. That didn't really work out quite as I'd hoped, but that's okay. I really want to hit a crit with this, but unfortunately it's in an awkward place, so it's not going to work out as well as I'd hoped. Drat. Okay, well, 80 damage to everything. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Let's see if we can get that refresh, shall we? Come on. Oh, I just missed it. That's very annoying. Okay, we're going to hit it now. There we go. And that little string goes off. So let's launch out the Buckle Orb again, because we've got a second one. I'm going to heal after this fight. There's, I feel, no ifs and or buts about that. It needs to happen, because I need the HP. There we go. That's a nice little bit of a quick heal momentarily. And we've actually got 53, so that should mean we should be able to fork out for an upgrade as well as a heal, and that's very important, I feel. Okay, let's use the sphere and hit that crit. So that's not enough to kill everything, but it did almost kill that one. Okay, so I'm going to dispose that, and can I do 33 damage? Probably not, but I did gain 2 armor, so that does mean that armor protected my backside. Not very much, but it did protect me a little bit. Whee! Righty, so let's heal. Let's take an upgrade, and I'm going to upgrade the rest orb, so now it heals me from... Oh, yeah, we'll take that one, please. Now, we want to head to the left. There we go. Now, I do need to heal, so I think after the next fight, we're going to heal. I'm kind of hope for the best. Ooh, that's very good. So I've got 3 large orbs, according to my inventory, because I've got the Terrible and 2 buckle orbs. Is it the Horrible or the Terrible? Horrible, sorry. Ah, unfortunately, this might work. I'm not... Okay, so it'll still do the, like, just individual 3 points of damage. So, yes, it's not going to stack a silly amount of bonus to me here, but that worked. And I will happily take any benefit to myself there. And I need to hit that refresh. Drat, I missed it. That's fine. It's okay. We'll hit this one, so that's a nice heal for 6. Bonk. Okay, so this one again, not an item I'd really use, but it might work. But in fact, I'm going to just rely on the buckle orb. Oh, fiddlesticks. I was really hoping I'd actually get some more armor out of that. That's fine. Just a little bit disappointing. And let's keep it trucking. So I actually really want to get more big orbs, really. What is it? Is it the big fish? It does look slightly piranha-y, though, doesn't it? That big fish. Which I think is quite reasonable. Ow, ow. Can I hit that refresh? Maybe. Ooh, that didn't go well. Well, now you're in trouble. Yeah, the Horrible did things to you. Suffer. Suffer my wrath, for I am the Peglin. Now, I'm not going to use the really powerful, lovely orb there. I'm going to try and rely on regular damage. There we go. Mostly I didn't want to take the 2 self-damage, which I think is reasonable. So I'm going to take a heal. As much as I'd like to take an upgrade, I cannot. That was really dumb. I launched myself not into the boss. That's a bit disappointing, but okay. Well, I'll get rid of the Terrible. Why not? And I want to go right. Now, yeah, it's mostly because I want to guarantee a fight so I can get myself some more money so I can buy another heal. So, let's see how well this will work for me. I definitely want a unique encounter that does damage. Sorry, not does damage, that does increase the number of orbs you have by doubling them. That'd be really, really useful right now. So this is going to hurt me a little bit, I think. Pa-pow! Excellent. And let's see if I can manage to get... Actually, you know what? I'm going to dispose this next shot. And we're going to see if we can hit that refresh. Excellent. So that's a bomb. Bang. Splat. It's almost dead. And now it's dead. So with that, I'm going to heal. I'm going to move on. And we're going to fight this boss. But what I'm also going to try and do is... I was going to say try and hit as much money as possible with taking minimal damage. But, yeah, I know I managed to fail miserably at that one, didn't I? Oh, well. Right, let's us go then. So, again, the Horrible is terrible, but it's at least doing some benefit to me. It's not really doing much, but at least it's hitting some things, I guess. Right, Sphere is up next, I think. Is going to be a good, sensible one to use. I want to try and hit that crit if I can. But I also do want to hit that slide. There we go. Unfortunately, I did miss the crit, which is fine. Just a little disappointed. There's 78 damage to the pair of them. Now, I've got another stacking of armor now, so this will be very good. Well, I say that if I actually hit some armor. There we go. 2 extra is better than nothing, and I will take any extra armor right now. That wasn't very good. Uh-oh. Oh dear. Okay, so that 80 damage. It's not spectacular. It's because I'm trying to aim for this refresh and failing miserably, unfortunately, because those bombs are in the way. And I'm not aiming very well. Can I hit? No, I can't hit for toffee. Oh dear. Okay. So let's see if this works then, shall we? Well, sort of. Just not very well. Oh, fiddlesticks and bunkum. I really whiffed that shot. Now I take some damage. Ow, 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 ow. Could you not do that sort of amount of damage to me, please? That'd be really greatly appreciated. Have some bombs and eat shield. Yeah, suffer. That's not great, though. Okay, so we've done a tiny modicum of damage. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Righty. Well, I might get some armor. Okay, it's going to die. Yeah. Victory is mine. So, with that, we're going to take a heal, and we're going to upgrade the lovely Rest Orb to level 3. Ah. Oh, they're both pretty saucy. Both pretty good. I think... yeah, let's go with Betsy's Hedge. Give this a go. Mostly because I think doing a little bit of extra damage will be quite handy. Let's heal ourselves, because a good old heal is always greatly appreciated. What I really want is something that doesn't do crits, in fairness. So, let's hit this and just do damage constantly to our moly friend over there. I mean, it's only 3 damage a hit, but that's still 3 damage a hit. And the other advantage of it is there are some things like the cactus where that sort of damage will be very conducive because it'll just carry over, and that's very helpful. Oh, okay, so that's another explosion. Bang. And splat's not enough damage, though, but let's see if I can hit the refresh, shall we? Yes, we can. Glorious stuff. Okay, so we did hit the crits, that's fine. Just doing a little bit less damage than I was hoping. Which is fine. It's just a little disappointing. So now you are taking less damage. So the trouble is, of course, now that I've upgraded my damage based on not hitting crits, I'm feeling a bit daft when I actually hit a crit. But it's okay. I'm still doing quite a hefty amount of damage there. Okay. I really need to hit that refresh. That's what I desperately need to do. So I've got a little bit of extra armor. That's important. And we're going to flatten those two there. Right, so it's going to hurt me. Ow. Quite a bit, actually. Okie dokie then. So let's trigger some damage. 32 currently. Not enough in any way, shape, or form. That was pretty terrible. At least the horrible actually does something now. It's not amazing, but it does something. I should not have switched. That's what I should not have done. Oh well. Roly-poly. Now, can I not whiff it? That's probably the best plan here. Okay, I need to do 46 damage. So, nope. That's not enough. Well, here it comes. I need to hit 3. There we go. Now it's dead. Toodles. Splat. Well, let's take another buckle orb because that'll be funny. And then what I will do is I'm going to upgrade one of the buckle orbs and leave it at that. I think summoning a round squirrel is probably the best one. They're not amazing, but it'll do, I guess. Right, anyway, moving on. Next area, we're in the castle now. We're fighting the ballista. So I do want to head to the right, because there's the mini-boss on the right-hand side. I'm just going to quickly reopen the map so we can have another quick look. The other option is, depending on how much money I get, I could do double shop, but... oh my, so we want to head right, and then right. Definitely. Cool. Decision has been made, and generally identified. We're doing that. Well, because of the effect that my abilities have on hitting refreshes and hitting things in an area, that is becoming quite dangerous, in fairness. And of course my lovely big orb is just doing terrifying damage. Choo-choo. Oh no, I've got another one. What a terrible shame. And it does 5 damage. I like the stacking damage buffs. I still want the doubler. If I can get the doubler, oh, it's going to get very silly. Because now it does also mean that I do 4 damage a hit, I think, with each... Yeah, I do 4 damage a hit for each ping that I touch. But at the same time now, it's not going to do any damage when I actually fire it because I whiffed it and I hit a crit. Which is fine. Just, it's a rare occasion you go, you know what I don't want to do? Hit the crit. Right now I'm going to hit the refresh because I just want to hit the stacks of damage. And that's not going to actually work out in my favour, is it? Because that's only going to break the shield. So let's heal and gain some health. Because again, there is occasionally method to my madness. Not much. Not much, I will freely admit. But occasionally there is. So... that would use all my bulwark. What can it do? It's not terrible. Ooh. Ow. That hurts. Very dangerous, though. I've never really used it, so let's give it a go. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to upgrade my buckle orb, and then we're going to head down to the right, which is where we're going. So now that I've upgraded one of my buckle orbs, again, I now have a level 3. I have 2 level 1s. So this one does quite a lot of damage. These ones do a reasonable amount of damage. So, let's do some kebabbing with the sphere. So the sphere is another one I want to upgrade as soon as possible. I think it's quite a sensible and reasonable thing to want to aim for there. And again, we're just going to do pinging damage off of this thing here and just keep hitting. That's fine. Pow! Let's heal and add 2 extra HP. So we've now got 91 HP, which is, again, significantly better than it was previously. I don't think I need to use the offer ring right now, so I'm going to use just the buckle orb, because I think this one will probably, considering I've got another one coming pretty much immediately after, I can just do enough damage with it. There we go. That's working out quite nicely. And I'm also gaining armor as we go. And there's another large one. Oh no, what a terrible shame. You're all in so much very big trouble. Ha 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 ha. Squish. Right, so that worked out. Well, in that case, let's upgrade another buckle orb. Actually, I really need to upgrade the that new one I've got, the oblation, because it reduces the self-damage that can't be blocked. So I've got to be very careful with that one. Talk of the devil. Do I use it immediately? Yeah, let's give it a go. So yeah, it does hurt quite a lot, but my goodness gracious, does it do a lot of damage. It's not going to instantly kill one, but... pew! I'm feeling very Monty Python seeing that. Very much expecting, like, just God from behind the clouds being like, no, I am God. And he is not the Messiah, he's just a very naughty boy. Even though I know that's Brian's mother who says that, not God. I don't even think that God actually appears in the life of Brian. Does in Monty Python and the Quest for the Holy Grail, though. This is where I'm going to be proved wrong by somebody in the comments going, Walrus, you moron, how can you not know your Monty Python lore? You call yourself a Britishman. And what's the point? Calls himself a Britishman who loves Monty Python as well. Oh well, right. So we're going to head to the right. Now, I did miss out on a single penny there, but that's fine. Right, we've got a mini-boss in a moment, so this could be interesting depending on which mini-boss it is. Okay, so this is going to get very silly very quickly. So hopefully we'll stack up a large quantity of armor, and actually it looks like we might even stack up the 3 dead knights on the ground floor here. Yeah, they're all dead. There's no way in hell they can survive. Go on, squirrels, get off the map. I don't want to use all of you up. As much... Brutal. Now, I do want to use the buckle orb, but I think, in fairness, actually... I'm debating, actually, because if I don't use the buckle orb and I use the oblation, I'll take damage and I can't block it. But this, I can still do at least 4 damage a hit. So it's going to not do a stupid amount of chunking, but it'll also give me armor, which will mean that when it hits me, it'll take a silly amount of damage back. So actually, could be worse. Oh, that worked. I mean, yeah, of course I'm going to do that. I mean, it would be so rude of me not to, because of all the benefits it'll provide me. Ow. Can I go down there? There we go. Yeah, because the benefits it's going to give me, which is more armor, More damage, more instant hitting things damage. Ah, so this is a boss that I don't like fighting because of how annoying they are stacking the armor. But hopefully, my lovely big orbs will maybe make this actually a little bit less strenuous on my brain. Okay, so let's keep hitting the damage. There we go, there's a bomb going out, so that's good, what, 130 damage there? Lovely. Here's the first of the big ones. Now, I'm going to try and squash some of the armor plates. So the other thing I wouldn't mind is a warp hammer. But there we go, look at that silly amount of damage, that's beautiful. Oh no, the horrible, what a terrible shame that was to suddenly have one of these. I mean, it's terrible, but it's doing something. Okay, so I am going to not use the... I mean, actually, no, let's use the offer ring. It'll be very funny. Because it's just going to do a... Oh, that's not the stupid amount of damage I was expecting. Ah, okay, so maybe we can... Oh, dear. Oh, dear, oh, dear. That wasn't good. Well, let's try that again. There we go. Now we've got on the silly amount of damage. Bang. Squish. And it's got 138 and then 20 something. Well, it's not got any armor left now because I keep hitting things. Bye-bye. You're dead. Righty. Actually, none of those really strike my fancy. So what we're going to do is we're going to upgrade the oblation. So now it's significantly less terrifying to myself. And yeah, I'll take the power glove for one. +1/+1. And I actually almost want to fall in the fire because I've got... Ow. I was going to say, I've got the armor to resist some damage, and now I've got more than 25 cents. Pennies, coins, gold. I said cents because I've been playing loads of Binding of Isaac, and it's just a force of habit on that sort of regard, going, yeah, no, it's clearly cents. No, it's not. It's a fantasy world of who bloody knows. Ba-bang. And squish. That was terrifying. Oh no, I'm going to get some armor. What I really want is the relic item that gives me extra HP if after a round is over, I still have armor. Terrifying. That's a shame. I didn't get to use the refresh orb, which is fine. Just a little bit of a shame. I am going to upgrade this buckle orb. I've got to be very careful, though, because, of course, they only can strike ground targets. That's the big problem there. So... whilst, yes, they can ping damage off of stuff, they can't be reliably used to do damage to aerial targets, which is annoying. But at the same time, I am doing silly amounts of chunking damage like that. So I love it. It's just so ridiculous how powerful that is. I've stacked the shields. I will stack all of the armor. I am invincible, fear me. Okay, that didn't quite work out as well as I'd hoped, but that's okay. Let's launch out the large chunky boy. That buckle orb level 2. And squish. I want to hit that refresh. There we go. That's good. And there's a bomb going off, so it's probably not going to destroy that shield. Well, it will destroy the shield, but there's no pass-through, unfortunately. I might as well use the offer ring. I've got the armor for it, to be fair, and it's not unblockable, so... Nah, time to die. Bang. Ka-squish. What a shame that was. So, in that case, what we're going to do is we're going to upgrade... let's upgrade the offer ring. I've not upgraded that for a little bit. And we'll upgrade the buckle orb. Okay, so now, I want to head down to the middle. And then right. So, here we go. To the middle, so I get an extra encounter. What's the encounter going to be? Fight. Who would have guessed? Well... not really the end of the world, so these guys are all dead. Literally nothing they can do to stop me here. Oh dear. You all died. What a shame. Right, you're next, and I'm going to ditch the big one, and I'm going to take some extra HP. So I'm at 95 HP now. Yeah, fear me. I'm almost as healthy as I should be. I haven't got any big ones for a little bit, so I will use this little one, the pebble, and see if I can hit the Nah, I didn't hit the refresh. That's a shame. Okay. I think this strategy that I'm currently working on does seem to be working. Because some of the weird synergies and strategies that you can develop with this game, and they can get absolutely preposterous. And I think for me at this moment, oh, I mean, that would be funny, wouldn't it? It would be funny, but the risk of self-damage is, I think, a little too high. I'm going to upgrade the buckle orb. So that increases me. Now that I've got 4 buckle orbs, I've now got 4 things that can add extra levels of armor to myself. As well as being big orbs, so every time I hit something, I will do 4 damage to them. Okay, that's kind of good. What's down here then? Let's find out. We've got 2 chests and then a question mark. So, who knows? Interesting. Yeah, let's give it a go. It can be quite entertaining. I've used it a few times before. It works really well with the ram drill because you can stack the increasing damage and debuff effects. Yeah, I'll take some more critical hit damage, so that's good. And I think this one, because this one gives me extra Muse Circle, which will be, yes, I'm not going to reload often, but when I do have to reload, then I'll be in a better place. So I'm going to actually just launch this entire engagement off by pinging off the offer ring just to try and do as much damage as physically possible to this boss. Bonk. Ah, that's a risk. I will do damage to myself with that. And I'll do damage to myself twice now. Okay, so I do have to be very careful with that, unfortunately. Didn't anticipate that, but c'est la vie. Right, well, let's launch a sphere out. Let's see if we can do something. And we've done a little something. At least we've killed off that guy hiding behind. Now, let's try and use this horrible monstrosity. My lovely, lovely buckle orb level 2. It's only the level 2 one. Bonk, bonk. And it runs across the map and does it again, which is funny. And it's stacking the armor. That's the important bit I'm doing here, is stacking the armor. And I want to hit that refresh. Can the squirrel hit the refresh? Yes, yes it can. Okay, so we've done about 500 damage. We've got 18 armor, so it's not going to be enough to ignore the hit, but it is mostly ignored, essentially. I do really need to hit out that nice refresh, though, again. Because it's the radius damage it does. That's the important thing right now. So, I think the big thing as well is that because I've got that, the pincer, I'm less concerned about some enemies getting in front. Oh, that's not a good hit. That was a very poor hit. Oh, dear. I mean, I didn't realise it was going to do that, so that's still kind of good. I should have known it would have done that. So there was me saying that I'm probably not going to reload much. Lo and behold, I've reloaded for some Muse Circle. Ow! That was uncomfortable. Let's launch. And I whiffed that one, didn't I? Oh, dear. I'm going to not use the big scary one. I am going to just use my buckle orb level 3. It's a shame that I didn't hit any that refresh. But that's still doing a lot of damage. So, Horrible, do me proud, please. Which is interesting that the Horrible is the thing that I'm relying on there. I think this is not going to go well for me here. I'm not going to die, but it is going to hurt. Oof. Right. So, I definitely don't want to hit the crit, but that's a shame. But it's not the end of the world. It's almost dead. We're not going to use that. We're going to buckle orb it and buckle orb it only. Righty. I think we're... Yeah, okay. So we're now at enough damage. It's fine. It's dead. I'm going to have to take a heal, though, which is a rare occasion after a boss fight. So, let's take a heal. We're going to take an upgrade on the orb. We're going to take an upgrade on the buckle orb. And you know what? Let's upgrade the sphere. So we've actually got all of our basic ones leveled up. I think that'll work out quite nicely, actually. Because we won't get any crits, but that's not a bad thing. There we go. Just flat upgrades. The trade-off is yes, whilst there are more crits on the map, I do get more damage because I get what is it, 2 damage for everyone on the board. So essentially I've negated that, but it also removes my ability to hit crits, which is fine, I think. Because really, I want to start stacking some things that will give me more Mu Circle. And that will start being particularly helpful, I think. In my heart of hearts, that is what I believe. It'll be good. That's not amazing, not terrible, not amazing. Oh, goodness gracious. Let's... Oh, I can't believe I whiffed that shot. That was annoying. At least I've got another armor generator popping up there. There we go. Let's have some armor hits here. And smash, smash. Well, they're definitely suffering for that. That's what they get. What I really need to do is start stacking more refreshes on the board. And that would probably be the most sensible. Also, if possible, anything that might turn refreshes into crits. I don't know. I really wish I had enough to buy a rest orb. That's a real shame. Oh well, I will use my powers to get a bit more money. Because another rest orb would have been good for extra health generation, but it's fine, I'll deal with it. Right. I haven't actually looked ahead where I need to go. So, we want to go left, right. We've got 2 mini-bosses. Now, the mini-bosses here are a little bit more frustrating. So, I don't know how good an idea that would be to fight them. So, let's have a think, shall we? Okay, that kind of hurt, but it's okay. I'll live. Can I hit the refresh, please? Well, it doesn't matter. It's dead. Okay, actually, the Warp Hammer is going to be pretty good because it's just a high damage dealer, but at the same time... Yeah, actually... Yeah, screw it. Let's take the Warp Hammer level 2. Do it. And let's go to the right. Please be the mirror that duplicates everything. Because that'd be amazing. No, it's haggling. Well, I'd like a Warp Hammer upgrade, please, for free. Let's go down to another question mark and see what it is. Then we're going to go and fight one of the mini-bosses, and then we'll see what we're at after. Ooh, fiddlesticks and bunkum. Yeah, I don't like these guys, as you can probably tell. Oof. Well, I mean, that still worked. So let's trigger a extra heal. So that's given us a little bit more HP, which is nice. Okay. I need to do 250 damage-ish, but can I manage that? Well, yes, because I've hit one of the bombs. Okay, I've hit 2 bombs now. That's not going to end well for those poor little goblins, but now they're very dead. Well, almost all dead, but, you know, that still worked out quite nicely. Bonk, bonk. I'm not going to use the offer ring. I mean, I could have done. I have the armor for it. But I actually just want to kill things with a horrible because it's funny. Because it's a terrible item, so the fact that I'm actually getting it to work is quite... Ooh. I've not really used the signal boost orb, so let's use that, shall we? So let's dip on down and fight this mini-boss. Let's see... Okay, so let's see which mini-boss we're fighting. Ah, nuts. Literally the mini-boss I was really hoping it wasn't. Because this guy is an absolute nightmare to deal with if you are reliant on heavy orbs like I am currently. As you can see, all the orbs being pulled up the map and not down. Because of that, I am a bit stuck. Because all of my orbs are heavy. Like, really heavy. So this means it's not going to go well. It's probably the nicest way of putting it, I'm afraid. So, let's see how well the oblation works here. So, let's whiff that one, shall we? Nuts. Only 90-something damage. That was not good, was it? Well, let's see if I can get some actual extra hits out. And, well, didn't get any extra armor, really, did we? Ow. I kind of want to not use the buckle orbs right now, which is a weird case point. But 95 damage, that's still good. Well, it does get rounded up because it does split it in half and rounds it up, which is nice at least. I'll take any minor advantage I can get, but I don't know how easily I can hit that refreshed considering it's stuck really far back in the corner there, and that's very difficult to hit. Okay, so let's see if the offer ring will do well. I mean, the oblation didn't, but the offer ring didn't either. Ah. Now we're in trouble. Okay. Oh, dear. Now I'm going to reload and get kicked in the face 3 times. 2, 3. I don't think I can do enough damage. There goes the run. Unfortunately, the heavy orbs, they were doing so well in the first part of the game, and then it just kicked me in the teeth. Damn it, that's really annoying. Well, if you did enjoy watching me suffer through that final area, please do like, share, and subscribe. All that useful, glorious YouTube engagement is very helpful. Hopefully you'll catch me tomorrow when I continue once again as the Balladin to try and strike through Peglin Crucible 16.